What is going on, guys? I don't even know what the position on this camera was, but looks like I got Opie in. I got my boy Opie in the building. So I'm wearing the Walking Dead vest that I got years ago at WonderCon, and I freaking love this hut, man. I mean, this is pretty badass. It's actually the Saviors one, so I do have a Sons of Anarchy jacket I'll be wearing every review that I do. When the new Mayan MC season 3 comes out. Me and Taylor, hopefully Taylor can come on to the channel and we could do, she could do some guest work, break down some of these episodes. But I just rewatched season 2. So I wanted to get my thoughts out there, talk about it before we get into season 3. Just overall what I'm expecting, what I'm hoping for. And this is, to me, and I think a lot of other people, that this is a make or break. This is a make or break season. I'm very shocked that they just really just dropped it on us, right? They really so it's what, 2 weeks, a week, March 16th. Disney, because Disney owns the rights now. Kurt Sutter is no longer involved. Disney has it. And Disney kind of just absolutely dropped it with a trailer that we didn't really expect. Like, we were expecting maybe some news, like, okay, season should be coming out sometime this year, but no, they dropped it. And the reason I think they dropped it and it just really with no warning is because I think Disney just wants to be done with it, or overall just want to just get it out there already. We have other things we're doing, and that's that's pretty damn sad. So, but when I say make or break this season, if the ratings are up and people are flocking to see Mayan season 3, and it's really good, it's a lot of people are buzzing and talking, then it forces Disney's hand to make another season. So this is going to be super interesting going into season 3 because a lot happened in season 2. Now, watching it the first time, I was a little disappointed in the season, and then watching it the second time, I think they're right there. The problem with the Mayan MC series is just the writing. The writing in season 2, it was they threw a lot in season 2. They threw a lot in the kitchen, and some things got burnt, and something was really good and perfected. So watching season 2, what I've noticed, the things that I've noticed, right? Let's talk about some of the things that kind of a little bit irritated me, the good and the bad, so to speak. So is it just me, or do I think Marcus Alvarez is getting a little soft? This is the man that killed his own son while giving him a churro. I just feel like he's getting a little soft. I mean, he's a suit now, right? I mean, he doesn't have to cut no more. He's working with Galindo. So he's getting a little soft because I forgot the little girl's name, but the little spy, he gives her words of encouragement, words of advice. He's kind of a little bit covering up for Easy and Angel. I mean, this dude on a flip, like, he will absolutely murder you if it's the right thing to do for the business. If it's the right thing to do. He murdered his own son for the sons, I believe so. Yeah, I mean, for the business. So I think Marcus is just getting a little bit soft here, just a little bit. I do like the one part though when he was tortured and he got his revenge. I thought that was great. I think I've always said in the beginning, I think Marcus Alvarez should have been the lead, and that comes to that we discussed also, like, okay, Easy and Angel, right? Easy and Angel, I liked their dynamic. This is actually kind of the pitch I was pitching for a Sons of Anarchy spinoff with Abel and Thomas, just a little bit differently. But with Angel and Easy, I think that's what carries a lot of the show is their relationship, because they feel like a realistic brother's bond right there. They joke around, they fight. It's your kind of like your Mexican household right there. And it does work. It definitely works. But I don't believe that Easy Ezekiel, especially since now he's patched and we're going to season 3, and now he's a full-fledged Mayan MC member. I don't I don't think he could necessarily carry it. It might be an evolution. Like the writing has to really skyrocket with this guy. So compare the two, right? So our lead is supposed to be Ezekiel. We got to compare it to Sons. So we got to compare it to Jax Teller. Why do we like Jax more than we like Ezekiel? Well, the thing is, Jax was born into this, right? It seemed like he didn't have a choice but to be part of this. And not that's not necessarily saying that he didn't love it, because he did. He loved his brothers, he loved the patch, he loved everything. But as the audience, we saw that there was more to Jax. He had a gentler soul. He absolutely, you felt for him. He had a different mindset than a lot of the other members, than his own mother. And you rooted for him when there was a couple times where it looked like he can get out of the game, right? But once you're patched, it's really all downhill, honestly. That's why he doesn't want his kids to be involved in any of this. So with Jax, you feel for that. He has done horrible stuff, absolutely despicable stuff. He is part of a lot of murders, a lot of look at all the gun trades. Like, he's part of the problem in Charming, right? But we feel for him because we understand where he's at. We want to root for him. We want him to change his life, because he kind of was born into it. And then when he died, we were sad because he did the ultimate sacrifice for the brothers he knew. Now with Ezekiel, with season 1, you had like this all kinds of plot. Like he gets released from jail. He's kind of like an informant sort of. And then now he's like really he's taking a liking to be part of the Brotherhood. He's with his actual brother in there, and he's trying to please to be patched up. He's a prospect, right? He's a definition of a prospect. The problem is he chose that. He chose to do that. He took that deal. He chose to really, and then that's the other thing, there's so many things that they're throwing at Ezekiel as a character. You don't really sit there and you don't really, you don't dislike him, but you honestly are not engaged with this character. So I think that's the other misstep that the series has been doing, is that Ezekiel is the lead in this, but he's just not a compelling lead. He's balanced out with his brother Angel, which I think is a really nice balance there. But you can't have these two guys, and you can't really push the series that it can go if the writing's not there, and if overall the character's not there. And I think that's the problem had with season 2, because they throw in like Angel and his baby and Adelita, and throughout, like when Adelita shoos him away, right? You really don't understand that. You really don't get the relationship, because you don't see it. You don't have to tell me. You need to show me. And what Mayans has is flashbacks. Sons of Anarchy never really had flashbacks. Flashbacks that Ezekiel has, because he has that photo memorization. But with Angel, there's no flashbacks. There's nothing, right? There's no not enough time with those two together to really feel that relationship. So for me, another thing that didn't work with season 2 was the relationship between Angel and Adelita. It was confusing how Angel really, in some of the episodes at the end, was just not. He kept on telling him, "I'm not suicidal, man. I'm not gonna off myself up because Adelita is captured." But there's no urgency, really. Honestly, there's nothing there where, and you don't care about it enough to really care, if that makes any sense. So that was another kind of drop on the ball. Now, another drop of the ball, of course, is the Mayan MC themselves, the group. And I've talked to death about all this, and I still feel the same after rewatching season 2. But a highlight is Coco. I think Coco's great. I think the actor who plays Coco, he's very you get a sense of kind of realism. You would think that guy would be in that group, right? And he gets angry, but yet he's gentle at the same time. I mean, look at the relationship between him and Chucky throughout that season. And then of course his daughter. So I really like that character. That if he were to die, I would actually feel a lot more if he were to go. Now the problem with the Mayan MC, I can't even remember most of the names of the actual Mayans. I cannot remember any really most of them. I could tell you every single member of Sons of Anarchy, and that's the other problem. You have these guys are going on missions, right? They're with their brothers, but you're not getting a spotlight for each one. You're getting a spotlight with some of them, but not with each one. You're not getting that brotherly camaraderie that you want that Sons had. And that's a shame too. But going into season 3, I hope that changes because this is a war, right? We're getting into the war. We're going to find out because Montez is in the season 3 promo trailer. So we all thought it was Montez that got shot down. We don't even know if that guy's dead. Maybe he's unconscious. Maybe it is Montez and he wakes up. Right. But a lot of people say, no, that's a dead Sons at the end of season 2. So who is it? They ain't happy because the guy has hair, and it damn sure better not be Chibs, because if it's Chibs, there's going to be a riot. So we're going into season 3. We got Mayans versus Sons again, which is crazy. You have Galindo in revenge because he knows his mother didn't commit suicide. Well, she kind of did, but he knows there's more to the story. Potter situation. You have a lot of storyline going into season 3, but the only thing that should matter. Oh, and then you have the Vatos. You have the Vatos versus the Mayans. This is insane. I don't know how many. I think I heard there was like 6 episodes. Hopefully there's more. I think there's more. I think there's like 10 episodes like the last season. But this is insane that leading into season 3, all these plot threads that need to be resolved. But the only thing that we should care about going into season 3 is the camaraderie and the actual development of the Mayan MC characters. I need to know more about Creeper. I need to know more about was it Tizan? I need more. I like Bishop. He's a small, angry little guy. He's my little Joe Pesci in this show. But I need more. I need more development. I need to know the names. I need to know more of who these guys are. Coco has a nice little, he started strong. Continue that development going into season 3. Ezekiel, Angel. Now this is so I like I said, the writing, right? Going into season 3, this is a make or break not only for the season, but the character of Ezekiel. He got revenge from for his mother's death, sort of. I mean, Happy is the other half of that. And I don't think they're not going to kill off Happy. They can't kill off Happy. They're probably, maybe, I don't know. They're not. So what, he just got patched in. So where does he go from here? Where does Ezekiel go after season 2? He's going to help of course he's going to help the whatever they need to do because they're in war. What really interests me is the Vatos. I think the Vatos are a great, like, villainous, MC. I like that. I'd rather see Vatos versus Mayans than I see Mayans versus Sons again. We did that. We resolved that. So give me another. I mean, I understand why they're bringing the Sons in, especially when you need the ratings. But I like the head guy who plays the head of the Vatos MC. He's great, villainous. He has that look. He looks like a real asshole. So, but you need to there's got to be deaths, right? There's got to be a lot of deaths in season 3. It just has to happen. And you got to give my boys more special effects money because the flash on the guns are really bugging the shit out of me. So we're going into war. And if we're gonna see Mayans MCs fall, or we see some Mayans fall, I better get more development on these characters to make me even care about them dying. Okay, I care about Chucky dying because I know what Chucky has been through. How can you write a character like Chucky, which was Kurt Sutter doing that? But how can you have a character like Chucky who you care more of than any of your leads? You know, so that's what I'm looking forward to in season 3. I need to see more character development of the Mayans themselves. It has to happen. I want to see right away a lot of these things get resolved. I don't know. I feel like the actor who's playing, or just the Potter character himself, is a knockoff Gary Oldman. If you haven't seen Gary Oldman in The Professional, that's Potter, sort of. That's just way better than Potter. But I just feel like a lot of these loose ends need to just hurry, or a lot of these plot lines just need to end, and so we can focus on maybe just a couple. They're making too much of what should be a simpler kind of show that could be more engaging. So I'm hoping, like, going into season 3, a lot of these get kind of cut down. Especially if it's 10 episodes, you can do 5 episodes, get some plot lines resolved, and then go into the main ones for the remainder of the 5 episodes. So, but I see it, rewatching season 2, I see that they just got to tweak it. They just got to, the writing just has to, just a little tweak, because the production is there. There's a lot of great scenes in there. There's a lot of, I think, when they were looking for Adelita, when they're in the houses and all that, and not necessarily the chase sequence, but, it was engaging. It was engaging. I like a lot of the look of the show. It looks great. There's some things that don't, but for the most part, it looks great. And for the most part, the acting's really good. I really like the actor who plays Bishop. I think Bishop's, it's funny to see him so short against everybody else, but I think he does a great job. I think you could see why he's bringing these. You can see why he's able to keep these guys in check, even though he's not like the biggest guy in the world. I like the just overall the acting of a lot of these actors. I mean, I think the actor who plays Ezekiel, I think he does a great job. I think Angel does a great job. He kind of actually reminds me of my friend. And that's great when you connect like that. So, if you have a connection like that, like, hey, that guy, Marcus Alvarez reminds me of my dad. So you care for that character because he kind of reminds you of real life people, which I like. I mean, my dad's not getting his nails pulled off and getting tortured. He just has the look, right? He has that look, and he has a little bit of that honor to him. So there is great things about Mayans. Is it a narco situation where it's going to win awards? It's not. It's not a grade A show, but it's a very entertaining show, especially for season. I think season 2 is better than season 1. I think season 2, even though they threw a lot of shit in there, it still kind of kept you captivated, because the whole thing with Dita and then Edward James Olmos, which is it Edward James Olmos? I believe so. He's amazing in it. They really did a great job casting him, because he does bring a lot of just overall presence in there, and he does a fantastic job with all the scenes. I think every scene he was in, I'm like, damn, this guy's pretty much nailing it. He's nailing it. You feel when he starts talking, and I enjoy that a lot. So, and then Galindo, Miguel. I think Miguel is really good. I think they're using him wrong. I think that's the other kind of there's not enough ruthlessness. Sad to say. This is supposed to be the cartel, but it just doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like any other cartel you've seen. Like if you see Sicario with Benicio del Toro, that's a fucking cartel. If you see No Country for Old Men, that's the cartel. But when you come to Mayan MC, which is centered right front and center with Miguel and all them, you don't get it. you get glimpses of it, not the whole thing. It's not written. He's not written well enough to really kind of like make you understand why he was the main villain and now he's not too much of the main villain. And then there's just a lot of drama between him, Emily, and then also now the brothers are Ezekiel, because he's technically his. That's interesting. He's the son, but it just feels like it's just not the main focus. It's kind of like in the back burner. Like we'll eventually get to it. It's just little seeds, which it works. But if you have too many things going on, when you get to that seed and where it's growing, it's just not there yet. So, and then of course you get a Breaking Bad situation, right? You get, I know a lot of people didn't like Skylar from Breaking Bad. They don't like Emily from Mayan MC. She's okay, but once again, the writing just like it's not. It's making her. It's frustrating to see these two playing little mind games, and we don't really care about that. We care about everything else that's happening around them. We don't want to see Miguel and Emily. And Ezekiel's situation in there too. We want to see what the Mayan MC is doing. When Jax and Tara were really fighting, they gave you doses of that. They didn't really focus the show on that. And when you did focus on that, it was involved with everybody else. What they did led to other consequences. When Jax went on that rampage because Tara died, those are the consequences of that. And then you build that relationship. With Emily, it's more of she wants to prove herself. And then she feels like her and Miguel's relationship is kind of rocky. We don't give a shit. We don't care. We don't care at all. These are supposed to be ruthless people. Why would we care about that? And then you guys are already married, and I don't really care if your marriage dissolves or not. So there's that aspect to it as well. So in season 3, I hope they move away from that and they really focus on just the Mayans at this point. Yes, Miguel is going to have to be involved because all the shit that went down in season 2. That's the other kind of little plot line that I hope that gets resolved in like the first 5 episodes, but they're not. They're gonna reveal that Miguel is related to all of them at the end of season 3 watch. And I believe probably Ezekiel and Angel's dad is gonna die. I feel like he's gonna die at the end of season 3. Which is kind of funny because he got his green card and shit, but he's going to die anyway. So, yeah. So, rewatching season 2, I mean, it's still okay. There's still a lot of glimpses of goodness in that show. It's just not there yet, and I'm hoping this season 3 really just makes up for just elevates, right? Keeps rising. It doesn't have to be a 10 out of 10 show, but it has to at least hit that 9. You have to be engaging. WandaVision is the number 1 show right now. I believe that anything Sons of Anarchy in this universe can do that too, because at one point they did. So hopefully for that. So how the reviews are going to work, guys, is that every episode that airs, I will watch. And then I will also I'll watch, and then I'll also do the review that night live spoiler review. So when you guys see that, you guys come in, comment below, let me know what you guys' thoughts on the episode. So that's how that's going to work. But overall, I'm looking forward to season 3. Just to give you my thoughts on rewatching season 2 and what I'm looking forward to season 3. I can't wait for you guys to join me in discussion. So thank you guys for listening. If you haven't already, I would really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you guys are notified when Mayan MC and Sons of Anarchy content drops. So would really appreciate if you support this channel. Thank you guys. I'm Dan the Man, until we start doing this thing. See ya.